Hello everybody, this is Photospin and I'm a digital sculptor and you can find all my work in printables.com and my personal Patreon page if you want to support me. Everything started in 2015 when I first saw my first 3D printer in an expo, and I knew immediately that this is something very interesting for me, and I need to buy something like that. So after a year, I had my first 3D printer, and I started, printing things and learning the whole process of making things for 3D printing. But soon I realized it's not enough, so I really had to start designing and start creating my own things. So yeah, after I started working with CAD, I realized that it's not exactly what I'm trying to do. It's not exactly there. I don't have the freedom to achieve the things I want to achieve. Like I want to do more organic things. I wanted to go more into art, and even though I didn't have the background for art, I always tried to study and be better at it. So then I completely transformed to sculpting, and this is where everything changed. My choice of software for sculpting is Pixologic ZBrush, which is I think it's the industry standard software for 3D sculpting, and which of course is a little more difficult to learn, but when you practice a lot and you manage to understand how it works, you can achieve incredible things, and it can give you all the features you need to have a very good result. My personal preference for sculpting is a graphic tablet, not a pen monitor, because I have some wrist issues and it's much easier for me to work with a graphic tablet. But if you want to sculpt, you don't need to have a pen monitor to do that. You can do equally as good with just a tablet, and even a cheap tablet that costs around 50 to 60 euros. Things that inspire me the most are, of course, it's pop culture. We make lots of things, from our things we like, from movies, from gaming, from well, we also try to make things, original things that we would like to make our own characters, well, for 3D printing. And I also have a community of people that suggest a lot of things for me to make too, and they are very helpful. And they help me every day to think of something new to make, because it's not as easy to come up with new stuff every day. Well, my favorite creations. Okay, my favorite creation is probably, first of all, I have a special feeling for that. It's the fawn from Pan's Labyrinth, which is it's an old one, but I have a very special connection with this model for many reasons. First of all, I had the retweet from the person that actually made the movie, and I from the most of the things I make, the things I really like the most are the original creations I do. I have some sculpts that are completely from my mind, and from fan art territory, most of my Lord of the Rings stuff, which I think that I love Lord of the Rings. So yeah, there's a lot of love in these specific models, and I wouldn't trade them with anything. My biggest inspiration from the art world right now is, of course, from the gaming industry, is Ralph Grassetti, the art director from Sony Santa Monica. Some other artists like James Kane, Dom Quek, and from the 3D printing industry, and my friends, Wexter, David Eastman, the 3D printing Fred, Sid Naik, and many others that I can't list. I could keep talking for hours about all the people that make very good models in this community. Jan Sistek, Sid Naik, Anybody else? I
Freddy.
forget. Who?
Freddy, dude, come on.
Fred, yeah. Oh my God, forgot Fred. Can I say that again?